And we now return to our top story. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched a scathing attack on the Congress party over the issue of Katchatheevu Islands. Joining me is Akhilesh Singh, senior editor of Times of India and co-author of the article tweeted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Good evening and welcome. Akhilesh, first if you could simplify for us the facts revealed by your investigation and the RTI on the Katchatheevu matter.
Yeah, so this Katchatheevu is a small island between Jaffna and Rameshwaram, and it was ceded to Sri Lanka in 1974. There was no major compulsions or any reason which was given to the parliament or the country. It was just gifted in a way because there was no pressure on the government of the time. It was done by this agreement, was maritime agreement with Sri Lanka was done when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of the country. And it was given to Sri Lanka for no reason. We have no clue that why it was given, because this matter was, this dispute was lingering for a long time. Initially, the king of one princely states of near Rameshwaram, they had claimed that this land belonged to us. And if you look at the historical perspective, it always used to be part of India. But after 1947, when a country attained freedom and princely states also became part of India, it had to be Indian territory. But the Katchatheevu used to be utilized by Sri Lanka as well as India. The fishermen of both the countries used to go there, and there were no any compulsions, any hindrances. There was free movement from both the sides. But suddenly in 1974, one agreement was signed between India and Sri Lanka, through which that entire strip of land was gifted to Sri Lanka, for which there was no debate in parliament. Prominent parliamentarians of that time, they kept requesting, asking the government that you should talk to us, you should explain to us that why this step has been taken. But it was not done. Even in 1960-61, when Pandit Nehru, this matter was brought to his knowledge, he said that it's a small piece of land, it is not inhabited. So we don't want to spoil our relations with a very important neighbor. And he said that I don't mind giving up our claim, India's claim on that piece of land. So this was the attitude, and today now, since elections are happening, this issue has become very significant because all the parties opposed to Congress and DMK, because DMK was also part of this entire agreement which was signed. Before signing the agreement in 1974, a delegation of MEA went to Chennai, Madras at that time, and they met Chief Minister Mr. M. Karunanidhi, and they explained to him that what is going to happen. After taking his consent, this decision was taken, agreement was signed in June 1974, through which Katchatheevu was gifted to or given to Sri Lanka. So now when all the parties of Tamil Nadu, including DMK, they are saying that it should be brought back. It's a very difficult task since it has been almost 5 decades when it was ceded to Sri Lanka, and now they have started asking to reclaim it.
And Akhilesh, for many who may not know the history of Katchatheevu and its relations with India, could you give us some insights what it meant for India and Tamil Nadu? And the records show that Raja of Ramnath, it was part of their territory till India achieved independence.
So Raja of Ramnath used to claim that he was the revenue collector from that region. It was used by fishermen from both the sides. There is a church also, and whenever these fishermen wanted to take rest or maybe dry their nets, they used to use that piece of land. And when Raja of Ramnath claimed that this piece of land belonged to him, the royal family, after those princely states were merged with Indian state in 1948, naturally this land should have been merged with, should have become part of India. But unfortunately, this dispute continued, persisted for a long time, and there were discussions from both the sides. In 1960, Attorney General of that time, Setalwad, he suggested that India has a very strong case, and it should pursue it aggressively, it can be claimed full-fledgedly as an Indian land, but it was not done. As I told you earlier, the statement of Pandit Nehru, he said that.
And Akhilesh, on that point, I just want to bring in what Prime Minister has said. He talks about the manner in which Congress has not once but time and again compromised with territorial integrity of the nation. And in your article, you show how generations of leadership from first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru to Indira Gandhi, none of them made a real attempt to keep India's territory with India.
So this was the issue which was raised by prominent MPs also, Ravi Ray, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. In parliamentary debate, when this issue came into public domain, then they raised the way this huge piece of land was taken, usurped by China. And the similar statement was made by Nehru even in that point of time. So they recalled those entire event, that incident. And they said that this has been a practice of Congress, that you keep gifting Indian piece of land to your neighbors and you don't take any strong stand against them. So again, this issue has become very critical, very important. When elections are happening, this issue has become significant, relevant in Tamil Nadu politics, because it was done by Indira Gandhi government of Congress in 1974 after taking consent of DMK government. Both are allies. And BJP and their allies, they have got a very strong issue to attack Congress as well as DMK, highlighting when Congress is talking about Ladakh, they are making claims, they are making allegations that Indian territory has been captured by China, which has been strongly denied by Indian government. But when you are talking about Chinese border, there is a strong case, there are strong evidences which are proving that a piece of Indian land was given to Sri Lanka, for which nobody knows under what circumstances it was given to Sri Lanka.
And Akhilesh, finally, just to understand the kind of impact that such a decision had on present-day relations and lives and livelihoods of Indians, particularly Indian fishermen. There are many disputes between India and Sri Lanka as far as fishing rights are concerned. How did this issue impact today's fishermen and people?
When this agreement was signed, there was understanding that there won't be visa requirements. Indians will be freely allowed to move there. But later on, Sri Lanka changed their stand. They said no, without visa, no entry. And we keep hearing this action being taken against fishermen. Whenever they try to reach that region, they have been arrested, they have been detained. There have been some cases of chasing them also. So it is a very important issue, and India has to handle it delicately, because in today's world, if for 40, 50 years this land has been given to them, it is not easy to reclaim. It has to be done peacefully, and country India can seek international intervention, maybe can approach the International Court of Justice. But it's not easy, because it has been almost 5 decades when this land was given to them. There has to be a proper amicable solution. All the parties are now demanding, including DMK, that they are saying that we should take back that land. Now, this is again irony on their part, that once you gifted that land to Sri Lanka, now you are making it a point that it should be taken back there. Delegations have also called on Prime Minister Modi that he should initiate reclaiming that piece of land. So it has to be done amicably without spoiling relations with our neighbors. But again, I am telling you, it is not easy, because it has been almost 5 decades when this piece of land was given to Sri Lanka.
On that note, Akhilesh Singh, thank you very much for joining us on the News Hour and sharing your perspective.